right, it is almost February. 31 days since the year started and 31 days since you committed to making changes. Are you still committed, or has it been weeks since you gave up on your promise to yourself? The promise to transform your body, advance in your career, or improve your relationships. Why do you think it's so easy for us to break our promises to ourselves, but not as easy to break our promises with other people? Is it because we are afraid to disappoint them? And how about disappointing ourselves? Is it because maybe we value them more? How about valuing ourselves? Are you still focused, or have you, like so many others, let go of your goals once again? Just ask yourself those questions and answer those questions. If that is the case, don't worry. I'm going to give you a tool, or rather, teach you how to make it work for you again. And I will also share one of the biggest reasons why you might have given up too soon. But before we dive in, let me introduce myself. My name is Fabiana. I am a dietitian, and my goal is to help you become the best version of yourself, not just by teaching you what to do, but by living it myself. I've lost almost 50 pounds, and the information I'm sharing today is exactly what helped me achieve my transformation. So, grab a pen and write this down, because this may be the reason you've struggled to stick with your goals before even hitting the 1 month mark. Here it goes. You need to make your environment work for you, not against you. Let me say it again so you can write it down. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Okay, what does it mean, Fabiana, to make my environment work for me, not against me? So let me explain using health and fitness as an example to start with. You need to create an environment that supports your goals instead of making them harder to achieve. So here's how, let's say you're working on weight loss. So let's talk about food choices. Keep nutritious foods visible and accessible. Prepared veggies in your refrigerator and fresh fruits in plain sight. So what I do, I prepare my meals ahead of time and they are already ready to go in my refrigerator. But let's say you're just starting and you want to start slow, which is what I recommend. How about if you want to work on increasing vegetables, like increase vegetable intake? So what you do is just chop that up, leave it ready in the refrigerator, and whenever you want to eat them, they are ready to go. You don't even have to think or work for it as much. Same thing when it comes to fruits. Just leave them in plain sight, somewhere that you get to see. The things that you want to have more of, you leave them somewhere that you get to see them more often. Also, you want to remove the temptations. Don't keep junk food in the house. And then you might ask, wait, but I have other people living with me. What do you mean? What am I going to do? These people are not trying to follow the same eating habits that I'm following. That is okay. So what you can do if you have other people living in the house is just leaving those things out of sight. Have you heard the phrase out of sight, out of mind? So you can put those things behind other items that you want to have more of, and that way you don't see them. Or even ask the people that live in the house if they can hide themselves those types of foods. So if they can put somewhere that you don't even know where they are. Another thing when it comes to working out, set up your workspace. Keep your workout clothes, equipment, or yoga mat in a visible and accessible spot to encourage movement. I know some of you, and you know who you are, that you might have a treadmill, you might have a stationary bike, and you're hanging your clothes on those items. So don't use those things to hang your clothes, or maybe leaving the area messy with boxes around, because the chances of you wanting to exercise are going to be very low if you're not leaving the environment ready to go. So I have a stationary bike here The area is clear. I know whenever I want to exercise, I just start my exercise. I don't have to move anything. So make sure that the area is clear. Same thing if I wake up early, which I do. I wake up at 4:30 to exercise. The chances of me missing a workout if I don't have everything prepared or already know what kind of workout I'm going to do the next day are higher. If I have my clothes ready to go and I already know what I'm going to do and even what time I want to start my workout, the chances are higher for me to follow through with it, right? If I'm not prepared, chances are higher that I'm going to miss that workout. When it comes to productivity and learning, make sure you declutter your space. A messy environment creates mental chaos, while a clean space helps you focus. So, for example, when I'm studying something, I only have my notebook and my computer, right? So I don't have anything else distracting me. And I've been working a lot on focus, and I make sure that I don't have my phone with me. I make sure I don't have other papers or other things distracting me, and that's been helping me a lot. So that's making your environment work for you. Also, minimize distractions, silence notifications, and keep your phone away while studying or working. There was a study, I don't remember so well, like the groups, like the different groups that they worked with, but there was a study that they had a group with their phone next to them in class. They had a group with their phone in their bags, and they had a group that the phone wasn't even in their room. And the group that paid more attention to the class and were more focused was the group that didn't have the phone with them at all. Even the group that had the phone in their backpack, they actually were not as focused in the class. So that tells you, like, just having your phone next to you could still be a distraction even if you have a silence the notifications of your phone. So just be mindful of that. There is a tool that I use for focus to help me with my focus. It's called Pomodoro, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but there's an app that you can put on your phone, or I put it on my computer because I don't have my phone with me. So I just type Pomodoro on Google and I pull it up, and it counts 25 minutes that I'm focused on a topic and a study, for example, and then it gives me 5-minute breaks. So every 25 minutes, and then you go over those 25 minutes 4 times, and then it gives you a 15 to 20-minute break, a little bit longer break. So that's another tool that you can use. Create designated zones. So having a specific area for work or study conditions your brain to focus. So this is my work area, my study area. So this is the area that I come to do that. I don't bring my food here and eat in front of my computer. If I want to eat something, I go to my dining room table. If I'm studying, this is the area for me to study. If I'm just reading for leisure and I'm not really studying, then I sit on my couch or I read in my bed. So there are different areas that I use to do different things, right? So also another thing, one thing that I do sometimes, I like a little bit of noise sometimes. So going to a coffee shop, that helps me with the background noise, and I don't pay attention to what's going on around me. So some people, it's hard for them to study just in silence. So there's also a tool that you can get. I used when I was in school. There was an app, I forgot the name of the app, but you probably can look it up and try to find it. But it has the noise of different areas, like a coffee shop, but you hear like people mixing their coffee, the noise of plates and things like that, or silverware, and people talking in the background. So that way, if you're in the house alone, at least you have a little bit of background noise. Let's talk about mindset and motivation, how to make it work for you, not against you. You want to surround yourself with inspiration. For example, vision boards, affirmations, or just simple reminders of your why can keep you motivated. So what I did in my journey while I was losing the weight, I kept a chart that I would check off every day I worked out. At first, I was committed to working out for 66 days. That means I would work out 6 days per week and then I would take one rest day. And I did that for 66 days. So I would check every day that I worked out and I would have that hanging on my wall so I would see that. That was my visual that I used to help me. You can do vision boards, so you can put pictures or images of things that motivate you and remind you what you're working towards. And also had affirmations so that were related to what I'm trying to achieve. So I had hanging in my bathroom. I still have it, actually not had. And when I was brushing my teeth, I would read those affirmations, or when I'm taking a shower, I read those affirmations as well. You want to curate your content. Unfollow what drains you and engage with content that uplifts and educates you. That's another thing that I did. I went through my social media and I deleted anything that was not aligned with what I'm working on. So if I'm working on changing my eating habits, my physical activity, anything that did not align with that, people that I was following, I would delete. Of course, I kept my friends there, but anybody that was had high following people, a high number of people following them, that didn't align with anything that I was working on, that I didn't even know them, I just deleted those people. And if there's somebody that you know that also is not someone that you still want to continue to have a relationship with that person, make sure you delete that person too. All right, so you want to, like I was saying, you want to have content that uplifts you and also educate you. That is my goal. It depends what you're working on too, right? Use habit triggers. So link new habits to your environment, like placing a book by your bed to encourage reading. So what I do, I have my book right next to my couch. So when I'm about to go to bed, 30 minutes before I go to bed, I take to read a book before bedtime. And it's right there. I get to see it and it reminds me, it's a trigger to remind me that I'm going to read that book before I go to bed. Let's talk about relationships and personal growth. Spend time with people who align with your values. Energy is contagious, so surround yourself with those who support your growth. Let me give you an example that happened to me this past weekend. My friends actually, some of them, a few, they know what I'm working towards on my physical changes, on my eating habits changing, on my physical activity. When I was about to leave her house, she gave me something, a cookie, and I ate because I'm still, like I said, eating those foods that are limiting foods. So I ate that, and then she wanted to throw the box away, and she gave me the last one. And she's like, just eat this one. And I told her, no, I just want one. She didn't push me to eat the other one. She didn't force me. She didn't make me feel guilty. And I appreciate that. So I thought, didn't tell her, but I thought, I was like, this is the type of friend I want to have around me. I don't want somebody that's pushing me to do something that they know it doesn't align with what I'm working on. So let's say you're going out with people that drink a lot and you're trying to reduce on alcohol consumption. Do you think you should continue hanging out with those people as much? Because it's going to be hard for you to stop drinking if you continue hanging out with those people. So there are some people that when you're going through a certain journey in your life, you might have to press pause and let them go for a little bit. You might become less present in the events. That's one of the things I have done as well. I don't want to eat out as much. I want to cook most of my meals. And I took myself away from socializing as much because I have a goal in mind. That does not mean I'm not going to socialize again, which I still socialize, but I choose where I go. If it's a place that there's a lot of drinking and things that do not align with what I'm working on anymore, I'm not working towards anymore, then I'm not part of the environment anymore. And then eventually, if I feel like going back to it, I will, but I'll have better control of myself because my base is stronger. Remove toxic influences. This could mean distancing yourself from draining friends or cutting out negative media. And you want to create spaces that reflect your identity. So your home should feel like a sanctuary that supports your goals and the person you are becoming. That's what I've been working on as well. So I want my home to reflect who I am become and who I am. So make sure that I like declutter. I don't like a lot of things. So that's what I've been working on. The making my home more having like environment, like more clear environment and not a lot of clutter around my environment makes me feel happier. So that's what I want to work on. And I don't want a chaotic mind either. So working on that. So make sure that you know your home should feel like your sanctuary, just like your body. You know, your body also is your sanctuary as well. So in summary, your environment silently shapes your habits and mindset every single day. Make small changes that push you towards your goal instead of holding you back. And I'm going to leave you with this question. What is one area where your environment could better support you? So think about that. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and follow to continue getting more information. Bye bye.